to Brewing Success, where growth is the mission, change is the reward, and progress is the goal. I am your host, Andrea Gebhardt. I'm a former educator turned passionate entrepreneur whose desire to create impact has never wavered. I've spent the last decade teaching, mentoring, and coaching people on how to create success in their lives and businesses with proven strategies and systems that not only bring about change, but big results. When it comes down to it, teaching is my specialty, leadership is my jam, and inspiring you to live a bigger, fuller life is what I'm all about. This podcast will give you the knowledge and tools you need to brew success in almost any area of your life. You're going to walk away each week feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to step outside your comfort zone and into the next level of who you're meant to be. Now let's get into today's episode. So I wanted to start off today just celebrating where we are with this episode. I mean, can you even believe that we are already at the letter X in the ABCs of leadership? First off, if you have listened into each episode of the series, let me just say that I am so dang proud of you. I'm so dang proud of you staying committed to your growth, for seeking the knowledge and the tools to help you move the needle in your life. And I would love to know, like, which episode was your favorite so far and how you're taking what you're learning and using it to move the needle in your life and in your leadership. So let's just jump right into the letter X. And as you can imagine, when I was creating the entire series and I got to the letter X, the first word that came to my mind was xylophone. Anyone else? Thank you, Mrs. Fuller, my kindergarten teacher. But xylophone doesn't really apply here. But here is what does. The X factor. When you think of X factor, what do you think of? For me, I immediately think of something special or unique that sets someone apart from another person. And if you thought along the same lines, you're not too far off. So according to the dictionary, X factor is a noteworthy or special talent or quality. It's that thing that someone has, that thing that gives them an extra edge, the thing that makes them shine, that thing that makes them magnetic. You know what I'm talking about, right? You can feel it almost. You can feel that X factor. You can see it. You can even sense it. The crazy thing is that we can easily spot this in someone else, right? Like that kid on the field with amazing speed, the singer on stage with the incredible glow, the speaker who has the ability to draw you in. But unless someone calls it out in us, we fail to recognize that we too have our very own X factor. Yes, you. I am talking to you. You have a quote unquote noteworthy talent or quality. Yes, you do. Oh my gosh, like, I know what you just said. I know that when I just said that out loud in your mind, you were like, nope, not me. I'm just plain. I'm just average. I'm not special. I'm blah, 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 blah. Just stop. Let me start by first saying this. You are not an average person. Average people don't listen to podcasts looking for the tools and knowledge to grow. Average people spend time, lots of time, on Netflix, binge watching series after series after series. Average people aren't in pursuit of their purpose. They're in pursuit of drama. They're in pursuit of gossip. They're in pursuit of keeping people at the level to which they are. Average people aren't entrepreneurs. Average people don't focus on personal growth. You, my friend, are not average. You're special. You're gifted. You're unique. And you do have a noteworthy talent or quality that makes you amazing, that makes you stand out, that gives you the edge, that makes you shine. that makes you magnetic, that makes you different than other people. You know how I know this? Because I know that your whole life, you have felt different. You have known you are made for more than the poverty that you came from. You have known that you were made for more than the constraints and struggles of your childhood. You have always known that you were made for something more in life, to be more, to do more, to give more. You were made for more than the struggle you're currently in. You were made for more than being broke. You were made for more than having zero options and choices in your life. And the reason why you're seeking more is because you were made for more. We were all made for more. God, when he created man, never said, I want my people to be the status quo. He did not do that. We were not designed to be average. We were created by the above average, to live above average lives, to do above average things. It's so much more than that. You know this and I know this, but we don't listen to it. We don't honor it, that feeling that I'm talking about of knowing that we were made for more, because we think it's self-centered and we worry about what other people are going to think if we celebrate our own gifts. We go along instead with appeasing the societal expectation of running with the mules. Newsflash, you are not a donkey, okay? You are a freaking unicorn. Own it. But seriously, I know you know what I'm talking about. I know that you have felt the tug on your heart and your soul. Do you want to know what that really is, that tug? It's your purpose, begging for a chance. It's your gifts dying to be seen. It's your soul desperately urging you to lean into what makes you special and use that to impact the lives of the people around you. Use that to change the world. Use that to make a difference. That nudge is the person that you were created to be, trying to wake up the person that you are right now. It is your future self shaking your current self. Wake up. We have a job to do. Wake up. You have incredible gifts and talents that the world is waiting for. Wake up. It is go time. Stop sleeping. Stop hitting the snooze button on your life. Stop stuffing your goals and dreams in the back pocket of somebody else's expectations. You keep silencing this, thinking that you're not enough, that you're not capable, that you're not worthy, that you're not special. I know, because I've thought all those same things too. I've wrestled those alligators too. But my gosh, you are so special. You truly are. When you dishonor your gifting, when you fail to acknowledge and celebrate what makes you unique, your individual X factor, well, at the same time, you're dishonoring the one who created you. Listen, I believe that God brings people into our lives to call out our gifting, our special qualities, in the form of recognizing and complimenting it. And it sometimes sounds like you're a good speaker, you're an amazing writer, you're an exceptional listener, you're a talented artist. I believe that God brings people into our lives to help us develop and refine our gifts. Those are your mentors and coaches. I believe that God does these things to bring repeated attention to what makes you special, the gifting, the noteworthy qualities and talents He gave you and only you, so that you'll pay attention, so that you can live out the purpose that only you can. But what do we do when someone compliments us? We say things like, oh my gosh, thanks, followed by a huge but, right? Oh my gosh, thanks, but, actually, blah, 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 blah. Or someone compliments you on something, calls out a gift or a talent, and you say something like, seriously, you think so? Doubting what they just said. Or you come back with whatever they told you was awesome with 20 reasons why it wasn't, or 20 reasons why it was wrong, or 20 reasons why it could have been better, diluting the power of the compliment, not because you don't agree with what has been shared, but you've been taught to do these things. I want to change that today. I want to give you permission to be a part of that recognition, that celebration, and that honoring process. The next time somebody compliments you, I just want you to say, thank you. I've been working on that. So when I have somebody come up to me and say, first of all, let me just go back and I'll just say this. I love teaching. That is why I was a teacher. It is my passion. It is in my blood. I feel the most alive and the most empowered and the most fulfilled when I am teaching. Whether it's kids, whether it's adults, no matter who it is, I love teaching. I love helping people figure things out and make progress in life, right? That is just my jam. I never really understood that as my jam until I started getting into personal growth and realizing that I had a jam. We all have a jam, right? Like an X Factor. So I've, been speaking for a long time, and whether I was speaking at an awards assembly at the school, or I was speaking at a public function for our community, or I was, emceeing an event, or even on stage training thousands and thousands and thousands of people, I remember the underdeveloped me, the insecure me, the person not understanding the power and the process of what I'm going to teach you right now. Somebody would come and say, oh my gosh, you're an incredible speaker. I'm like, oh my gosh, you think so? Thanks. And you're not believing in yourself in that moment. It's awful, right? Or that was really great. Oh, you thought so? Because here's what I was supposed to say. And I really meant to say this. And, I had a completely different outfit planned out, but I spilled coffee on it. And then I had to wear this, or, all those types of things. And it wasn't until I grew in my own confidence and security and recognizing and understanding what my gifting is and what I'm great at, that it really empowered me to understand how I was minimizing my ability to move forward by minimizing the acknowledgement and recognition of these things, right? And so I want to teach you to turn that around. So when I have somebody who comes to me now and says, wow, that speech, what you taught, this, that, or the other, it was amazing. It was incredible. It really resonated with me, whatever it is. I say, thank you. I've really been working on leveling up my speaking skills. Thank you. I worked really hard on the content for that. Thank you. I put in tons of hours really perfecting this so that there was, so that it was cohesive and relatable and gave tangible this, that, or the other. Say thank you and share what you've been working on to celebrate and honor your progress that you're making in your gifts. Say thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you for that. Whatever it is, you're an incredible artist. You are beautiful. You're so smart. You're intelligent. People tell you you're smart and you're like, no, I'm not. You're so pretty. You're beautiful. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not. I'm overweight. I have a sunspot. I have a mole on my neck that I've hated my whole life. Instead, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. Thank you. That makes me feel so good. Thank you. That's a big boost to my confidence. Thank you. What if we just started saying thank you? One, I'm going to tell you right now, your confidence is going to skyrocket. Number two, your gifts and your gifting and everything is just going to become bigger and better because you're learning to honor you. That's the most important thing. And when you start honoring yourself, you look for less people to honor you, to validate your worth and your value. Amen to that. Okay, let's stop seeking external validation from people who aren't in the arena with us, who aren't behind the scenes with us, who aren't on the same track that we are. Like, what? It's crazy. So I want you to start saying, thank you. That means a lot to me coming from you. You've been in this industry for a long time and you're crushing it. So the fact that you see greatness in me, it's awesome. What if you said, thank you? Andrea, you're not the first person who said this to me. And it really reaffirms the fact that I am a good writer. I am a good communicator. I am an exceptional listener. I am a good friend. I do make really awesome homemade donuts. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. I want you to stop minimizing and start honoring, recognizing, and celebrating yourself in these moments. Stop minimizing who you are and stop rejecting the celebration of your gifts. So you're probably sitting here thinking, okay, what is my X factor, right? Some of you might already know this about yourself. You might already know that you have a special quality or talent. Like, I have known my entire life that I am funny. I have known this my entire life. I am a hilarious person. And if you just giggled right now, it's because you know it's the truth. If you just rolled your eyes, we need to become better friends. Follow me on social because it will be a matter of minutes before you totally agree. But I've been a funny little person my whole life, and I love to crack a good joke. I love a good pun. I'm all over it. Like, it's almost to a point sometimes of like riding the line of, appropriate timing and appropriate in nature. But for the sake of all things comedy, I just don't care. And we roll and we go and we laugh and we legit roll like on the floor with laughter. But I've always known that about myself. Now, is that one of my gifts? You know what? It is. Is that an X factor quality? Yeah, absolutely. See, we don't just have one thing. We have multiple things. You have multiple things. And so, think about what that looks like for you when you're thinking about yours. You're like, okay, so I already know what my special quality is. You might already know what it might be. And, you may not. What is that? What is that one thing that people call out in you? If you're not sure about what your X factor is, if you're not sure what your gifting is, if you're not sure what that thing is about you, take some time with yourself and ask yourself the following questions. And by take some time with yourself, I'm like, jot these down, come back to this, grab them again. They're in the show notes, guys, like right where the episode is. So just go grab those, and put them on a piece of paper and go spend some time with yourself quietly with no distractions and really explore these questions. Get out a pen, get out some paper and write and write and write and write. But the first question is, what am I really good at? What are you really good at? Number 2, what is it that when I do it, I feel empowered? Like I'm in my groove and I'm fulfilled. What is it that when you do it, you experience those things? You experience feeling empowered, like you're in your groove, you're flowing, you feel fulfilled when you do it. The third question is, what is one thing about me that I know is special and makes me different from the people that I know? You already know what that is. Take some time to explore these questions and do some digging. You know the answers. It may just be buried under lots of doubts and limiting beliefs. Another way to find out is to reach out to someone you look up to, a mentor or a coach, and ask them what makes you different or unique. Let them share it with you and listen unabashedly, soak it all up, and recognize that sometimes our X factor is more easily recognizable by people who experience with fresh eyes and fresh ears, the kind that aren't tainted with the pre-programming of our past that sometimes interferes with our own ability to recognize the greatness within ourselves. Do these things. Figure out what this is for you, and please promise me that after today, you won't just stop at uncovering or maybe discovering for the first time your X factor, but that you're going to lean into it hard with all that you have got, fully knowing that when you do, you will unlock your potential. You will begin working in purpose, on purpose, and start to live your life with legacy in mind like only you can. Remember this. What you accomplish changes your life. What you leave behind in legacy changes the lives of others. The responsibility to become all that we were created to be is massive. And there are millions and millions of people waiting for you to step into your greatness, to lean into your giftedness, to honor your X factor and trigger the ripple. I want you to imagine yourself standing in the middle of the ocean on a rock, where the water is all the way around, but it's dry where you're standing. Your feet are dry. You're standing there. You're on this rock and you're surrounded by ocean. And off to the distance, you can see the shoreline. And on the shoreline are millions of people. The water is calm. It's flat. It's like glass-like. There's no waves. It's just flat. And there's millions of people standing on the shoreline. And they see you out there, standing there, and they're waiting for you to get the confidence. They're waiting for you to lean into your gifts. They're waiting for you to start to honor yourself. They're waiting for you to lean into your greatness. They're waiting for you to take that next dang step that you have been so afraid to take for so long, that's going to actually be the difference maker in the life that you're living, in the life that you're going to lead, and the person you're going to become. They're waiting. They're sitting there like, come on, you can do it. Come on, let's go. I need this. Like, they can already see their future selves way out in front of them. They know that they cannot take that step until you do. They're counting on you. They're waiting for you. And sometimes you want to know who's on that shore? Your kids are on their shore. Your grandkids are on that shore. Future generations are on that shore. There are people that you know in your life right now who are waiting for that ripple. They're waiting for that wave to crest the sand. They're waiting for their feet to get wet. They're waiting to get permission to like take the next step in their lives because you took the first step in yours, and yet you continue to stand there on the rock. My friends, we are not doing that anymore. And I don't want you to live the kind of life where you're one toe in the water or you sit on the rock the whole time, overthinking and overanalyzing. What if millions of people, what if generations of your own family line fail to make the progress and to become the people that they were supposed to be because you failed them? Because you allowed the opinions of others to get in the way, because you allowed fear and doubt to be in the driver's seat, because you never really leaned in to all of the greatness that was given to you. You know what I want you to do? I want you to cannonball off that rock. I want you to make the decision to jump in. I want you to make the decision to make a splash so big, to create waves so massive that it's not just the people on the shoreline that are impacted by your ripple. It is people miles and miles from there. And my friends, you have that capability. You have that potential. We're always one decision, one action away from a completely different life. Don't ever forget that. Thank you for being here with me today. Today, I honor you, your unique gifts, your talents, and the qualities that give you that X factor, the things that make you special, the things that will make your contribution to the world special. I am so glad that you are part of the Brewing Success community, where growth is the mission, change is the reward, and progress is the goal. Be sure to share this episode with 3 friends who need this in their life right now. Let's get it into your stories. Let's inspire people to make change in their lives so that we can help them begin the ripple for themselves as well.